Hello everybody, welcome back. Lucas here of Lucasgvariety, and I'm back with my friends to play Dungeon World Indigo Magic. This is our 7th session, our 7th episode on August 18th, 2020. And we got Jeff joining us this time. He was out last time, and now Alvara's out, and Jeff's back in. Or Benny, should I say. So we will catch him up with everybody else with a recap in a minute. But since we're still waiting on him, we're going to go into our level ups, as everybody leveled up last time, and just chat about that with the other couple of bros that are here. And then once he jumps in, we'll get the recap and get a little story in. So I'll just turn the tables over to my fellow guys here to tell us what the Overlord and what the Enchanter did to hit level... Whoops, I did 2 3s. It's not 6. It's 3. It's just level 3.
I mean, I was about to be like, wow, you really...
I'll take them.
Using us on that one.
Yep. And Jeff is back. All right, Jeff. We are here. Welcome back, Benny. We just started. And you're on mute, but it's okay. Or I just didn't hear you. That's better. So yeah, we just got started, and we're talking about our level ups first, and then we're going to do a recap. So you can give as much information as you want, or you can save it for the drama of the game. But I'll turn it over to the three of you.
All right. So on my level up over here, I ended up taking an extra tick in dexterity, trying to try to bump that up just a little smidge to try to get to a +1. Didn't quite make it. But as my new skill that I took as part of the level up, I took the skill Battle Enchanter. So when I attack with my runic weapon, aka my wacky stick, then I get to roll the die as a D8 instead of my wimpy D4.
So, what is it? D6 or 8? You say
D8. It becomes a D8 instead of a D4.
That's real good. I mean, that's second from the highest damage you can roll out in a game. So.
Yeah, and then combine that with the various runic empowerments for the Enchanter, including my Rune of Death and all that stuff. That's somehow I've ended up as DPS.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Well, Benny changing from the Bard to the Dark Knight should be the heavy hitter, even though he wasn't that before. It was Ralph and Cecil were the heavy hitters, which is the Overlord and the Enchanter. The Enchanter is the DPS guy. In what world? The answer is Dungeon World. Anyway.
Yeah, the Dungeon World where I've been trying to manufacture enchanted grenades.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect.
So.
All right. That sounds pretty good. Dexterity and making your wacky stick more powerful. I have a question for you, actually. And think on it for a minute, because your staff had a crack in it, which means it could break, and you tied the Z pendant from Zorm, the curse one, to it, and then you threw it like a javelin for that final blow.
You're breaking up, friend, like super hardcore.
I am breaking up. Is that better?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Now you're better. It seems like the lag time. Zoom is having a lag time.
It says my internet connection's unstable. I should be doing this again. It's been fixed. You guys are still moving. I'm still moving. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now you're back with real time.
All right.
Now you're fine.
Okay.
You're no longer caught in the lag and the glitch of the Matrix.
Well, good. Thank you.
They
All
changed something.
Let me close some extra things here too, just in case, even though it probably doesn't.
The intern was like, no, it's 0s and 1s. Why did you put a 2 in here?
Oh. Think about, because you took your staff, which is cracked, at the end of last session, and tied the Z pendant to it and threw it like a javelin for the finishing blow. You don't have to answer at the moment, but did you take all that back, or was all of that destroyed?
That I actually had already thought on before I even committed to that, because that was a very cockamamie plan for which we'll cover that cockamamie plan in detail once we finish discussing level ups. But,
all right, you can even.
But I was assuming the staff was going to be a lost cause, and I was going to have to take time to create a new runic weapon.
All right. Good. Let me jump over to the Overlord.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. How's your level?
I didn't just level once. because of my lack of ability for the first 2 sessions of rolling less than 6 on all rolls for those first 2 sessions, I have a plethora of experience and gained 2
I
levels
handed
and
all of my
almost a
bad rolls
third.
to you then.
I am level 4. I put both of my points into charisma to get me to a +3 modifier.
Ooh.
And for my first move, I picked from the Overlord list Pimp My Castle. I order my minions to improve my layer castle whenever I level up and choose a move, including the first time I chose it. You may choose one item from the below list to add to this move, making this move more powerful as you grow, it grows. The first addition to my layer was a treasure vault. It allows me to store 500 gold points worth of valuables in my layer, safe from all people except for Ralph, because Ralph is the guy that knows my security system because he's the one that works on it.
I love that.
And
You have to kill him
because
now.
I leveled up twice, I also took another feat, but it improves this one when I got it, which Pimp My Castle's second improvement was minion layers. I gain 1 horde when I depart my lair. It cannot make it go above 3, but it does start me off without having to roll to get at least 1.
Oh, okay.
And then level 4's actual thing that was brought for it was called Projection of Power. When I project my evil power to control an NPC, I roll charisma, and on a 10 plus, they're completely under my control and do whatever I ask.
Oh boy.
On a 7 and 9, their true nature fights back, and your orders will take some more time to accomplish. And then a 6 minus, whatever.
I'll do whatever I
GM.
like.
Yep, GM move.
Sweet. Jeff, I'm sorry, Benny, did you get your level up?
I did level up, and I increased my strength mod, bring it from a +2 to a +3.
Oh, excellent.
And I took the special ability of Sanguine Blade. When I hack and slash with my Dark Blade on a 12 plus, in addition to dealing my damage, I also heal 1d6 HP.
Oh.
He got tired of being kicked around like a can. So now it's just like,
Yep. Exactly. I am literally come at me, bro, now.
I like it. All right. We haven't seen Benny.
However, now that I'm back, I'm just going to inherit all my bad rolls again, since, I can't hand them over to the Overlord now.
You'll be fine.
And if you have any new bonds, you can also tell us. But I'd like to jump.
I did not, actually.
Okay. It's been a month since you've been here. 1 session, but a whole month. So you'll catch back in. I mean, last time you remember, well, you rose as the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises. And you fought your way to the top of that. There's a lot of role playing, and then we got to the top. The battle ensued in the next session. And here's the recap, kind of. Zorm and the Moarg were fighting over control of this rainbow orb that you still see on the map here. And there were 4 spirits lingering around the room. One was your wife. One was Alivara's husband. One was Ralph McLeod's father, Tim. And Cecil's sire, the original Overlord. And then I'll let the other 2 start filling in the gaps.
So battle went about as expected. It was a ginormous circus because of how things were. So Ralph ended up flubbing a holy hand grenade throw. The Morag literally grabbed it out of the midair, corrupted it, and threw it back.
He did.
Yeah, Benny got caught up in that cloud. That's how we had him stalled for a minute, I think.
But
Cecil was still scared of the fact that his dad's spirit was there and possibly coming back to life. So when he showed up, he ordered his minions simply to steal the giant glowy thing, and that was all they did. That was my first turn. Let's just steal this item and get it out of here and take it home.
They ran off with an orb that was crackling indigo lightning bolt into both Zorm and the Morag and just ran down the stairs with it, like 6 of them.
running doesn't even cover it. They teleported because Cecil ended up. That was like Cecil's one good roll.
That's true. It was a major good roll.
There was a lot of fumbles and a lot of boxcars.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I think I was the one that critical failed and almost succeeded at the same time on two different rolls.
Yeah, but yeah,
And
fight ensued. Morag cheated a bit, and then we had a dragon.
well,
I did say
Alvaro was also trying to use the souls in the skull, and somehow the Overlord absorbed those souls and grew in size and strength, the spirit in the room. And there are 5 dragons. Oh, Flubdub cheered 300. That's a good time to go over a new rule. Of course, he comes in to give. Oh wait, that was, what did you say? 300 bets.
that's 300 bits. That's an automatic 10 plus to
Oh,
roll in the pool.
he is being nice. So we changed the rules a little
Yay.
bit, where they
Thank you.
are still the same
The
price.
benevolent Flubadub.
Yeah, he is benevolent today. All going forward, and all our GM advances will cap out at 3. Any others will go back to PC boons, but this was a PC boon, so you guys got one in the bank, I believe. So thank you, Flubadub. We appreciate it. Yes, so there are 5 dragons in the city, 1 for each of the 5 districts. The black dragon bursts through the wall, seeking corruption, and you guys see outside in the city it's absolute chaos and war, what you can see from the top of the tower. And there's the Morag in the room, and eventually it is destroyed. Eventually, ipso facto, the Morag and the Overlord spirit combine, and then it attaches onto the dragon, and all 3 become one. I had to work at that one for a while.
And then Cecil notices what's going on basically about that time and declares that his father is a abomination, blah, 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 broke the rules because he was scared of him up until this moment. Came out and started smacking things around. I don't know why he suddenly had a backbone, but he did. And he used it to smack things so everybody else could focus on the dragon.
Oh, and Flubadub with a 200-bit cheer now.
Well,
We poked the bear.
too late.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
I called him nice, and well, he called me out on it.
He doesn't like to be called nice.
But yeah, so the Morag Overlord dragon thingy Voltron thing was going to go peace out on us, but Alavara made it mad, and then I followed up with make it even madder.
They tried to escape, so I sent the minions to hold it down long enough for someone else to come up with a better idea.
In which
True.
I did the stupid but awesome thing.
Here it is.
I changed my runic empowerment on my staff over to a rune of death, which gave me some bonus. But then I also rigged up the Z pendant as a additional power source to the staff, and then yeeted it at the dragon, which landed and made the dragon go pop, leaving a very disgruntled Overlord soul that then the other 3 spirits essentially dogpiled.
Yeah, so before that, they came and talked to the individuals they knew in their life, and we're going to flash back to Benny and his wife, Lucy, in a moment. But then, yeah, they dogpiled. That's a good term for it. And then Alavara said, I'm going to refill my skull for the 3 souls that have been spent. And she flubs the roll a little bit, and I make her have a hard choice. And I said, the skull absorbs 3 souls out of these 4 here. Which ones? And so she had to pick 3. And she picked the Overlord, of course. And she, Tim, the previous Overlord, and Tim. And then she had to choose between Fane and Lucy, her late husband and your late wife. And it was your late wife that went into the skull, leaving Fane's spirit out with you. And at that moment, you all take off and you run away. And you realize through what Zorm said, you pick up Zorm and you take him with you. He's unconscious. But it's been about 2 or 3 weeks that you've been gone inside this tower, not just a few hours. The city is devastated. There's magical corruption everywhere. Things have been turned undead. Everybody's fighting. There's only a few spots in the city that are not touched. And one of them, luckily, is the Golden Fang Tavern, owned by the Overlord, in which everybody ducks into. And that's where we ended our episode. And that's where
Let's do the time warp again.
I think it's quiet in the tavern. Everybody's resting. Time is passing outside strangely, or maybe it's not now that you're out of the tower. There's an old man with a hat on in the corner. It's on his face. He's just snoring loudly, and every time he breathes out, his hat waves like this. Something dumb like that and cartoonish because that's Zorm. And we see Benny sleeping, and he kind of has a little flashback, and we're back in the tower, we're fighting. All the spirits are here, and Lucy floats down in front of him. She's like, Benny, you came. You must get out of here. It is not safe. You must flee.
You are muted, sir.
Come on back.
Now I'm muted.
You're good now.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, apparently I just need to be closer.
There you go.
Why would I leave? You're here. I need to take you through the dark gates and let you where you need to be.
We've all been through the gates. They're broken. They've been torn asunder. Spirits are flowing freely either direction, and we were pulled back by Zorm. We were pulled back through, but others are coming willingly. You must go.
Where would you have me go? I've nowhere to go.
Keep them. She looks at everybody. She's like, keep them safe. You have. And then she actually seems to see you for the first time. She's like, wait a minute. See you, Flub. Have a good night, man. She doesn't say that. She's like, sorry, I broke the mood. My bad.
Who's this flub?
She's, who are you? What? Anyway, so she's like, she looks at you. She's like, what? Oh no, Benny. Actually, no, I'm sorry. She doesn't call you Benny. What's your character's true name? Don't make me look it up.
It's odd. I actually need to look it up. It's been forever.
Oh my goodness. Artemis. Yeah, she's like, Artemis. What have you done to yourself? You're not the bard anymore.
It was the only way to possibly bring you back. To let you be on the other side.
You didn't have to do it this way. You didn't have to. I'll pass through eventually. I'll be sent back, and I won't come back. I'll wait for you. But you have to keep these guys safe and find a way to reverse the corruption. The old man, she points at Zorm.
It will happen. The gates will be back together again. And so will we.
All right. Keep the old man safe. And she nods at Zorm's unconscious body. Maybe he's just being carried out of the room. And all of them, the 5 of you.
Looking at Zorm, he has kind of this little involuntary twitch.
Okay. And she's like,
he really wants to kill him now because without him, none of this would have happened.
Yes, but I know, you'll see. But yes, yep, no, that's true. That's a good point. She's like, her hand touches your face, and you can feel like the essence, even though it's not physical, but it's like, real vibrant, almost like electrical. She pulls your face back to hers, like, she goes, the 5 of you are the key. You need to go, and just know something, my love. It will call to you. Death is its own temptation, and the powers is given you, but the bad stuff, it will tempt you as well. Whatever it asks. And that's when she's about to say something else, but that's when the dragon gets exploded. Actually, you came up and gave it an auto hit at some point. Like she's like, oh, that's when the dragon is like, yeah, he's attacking, and she's like, never mind. She goes, in a moment. She turns around, and you rush forward because this thing snaps, and we gave you like an auto hit to do some damage. You slay it once, and then the thing gets hit by Ralph, and it goes out the window and explodes. And she comes back to you. She goes, anyway, Artemis, what I was saying is, and then she's pulled into the skull. She's gone. And you guys have no choice but to duck and run. GT, well, you know, so.
Book it. It's time to freaking book it.
So, Benny, as you are now. And then I think we see you wake up in a cold sweat on the floor of the tavern somewhere as you've had this recurring dream of that instant happening, right? Maybe. And I'll leave it over to you guys.
Out and grabs onto a table leg when he's supposed to be grabbing onto the skull that has her soul, and realizes he's awake and in the tavern. Slowly lets go of the leg. Gets up.
And there's Zorm sleeping over in the corner across like 3 different chairs. I think there's minions scattered everywhere. Do you think a couple other random citizens that happened to be in here when you came back and barricaded, Cecil, or was it empty?
I would say they would be able to be in here, but they couldn't alter the place because the minions would basically undo it as soon as they did anything.
Okay.
It'd be like almost like a running gag. They'd turn around and pick up another board, and that board be being walked away.
So maybe a couple other random folk. Maybe because been here you guys have been here like 5 or 6 days now. And then
Yeah.
There might be. Is there an upstairs?
I'm gonna say no.
Basement or a cellar?
Basements, yes.
Okay.
That's where my stuff is.
Okay. So there's just there's a bunch of tables, chairs are turned over on them, or some are down. The bar's quiet. There's a few candles burning. I'm not sure. Cecil's probably downstairs then, and then Ralph might be around. And Olivara also has taken up like the utility closet behind the bar and is ducked in there. No one's seen her in a couple of days. And Benny, that's the scene I give you here, and I'll stop interrupting.
That's fine. Benny kind of summons his dark blade, and as Zorm's sitting there sleeping, he's thinking very hard about thrusting the entire blade through that man's chest.
Cue what sounds like a...
there. He's still there.
Cue what sounds like a... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Cue what sounds like a dropped wrench and muttered cursing from what sounds like the kitchen area.
In which case his arm like jerks, as if expecting somebody to come up and stop him at that sound.
But
sighs, puts the blade away.
Kind of flag it. Where's my leyline attunement wrench?
A random minion walks by, hands it to you, but it looks like it's been chewed upon.
Go ram it. This is.
I don't know why that was funny.
I guess I better go grab the other one. And that's when Ralph pops out of the kitchen and he looks like he's just covered in soot from trying to fix Cecil's garbage disposal unit. So it's like, oh.
You're still working on that?
Well, it's not like I got anything better to do. I'm surprised you're up.
How long have I been out?
2 days, at least in this time period, I guess.
Right, timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey nonsense. But I imagine Big Hat over there would probably have a better idea about what all is supposed to be going on, but, well, he points around the time Zorm's probably still snoring. He's like, yeah, I don't think he's getting up anytime soon. Not that I think he would explain anything.
No. Where's the Overlord?
Basement, probably, or one of the basements. I swear the more I get to know any of the folk in this town, the more my understanding of physics and magical attunements go out the window. I mean,
Right. Looks down at one of the minions. Give me a drink.
Oh, am I supposed to do this? I guess that's.
Yeah, you're good. You look like you're leaning forward, so stop.
Oh no, please go ahead, please.
So a few seconds later, you get two different cups, both set in front of you, one with water and one empty. And they look at each other and they kind of do like the paper, rock, scissors. And the one with the empty cup does lose and kind of grumbles and walks away. And the other one just kind of shrugs at you and he puts the water in front of you.
Takes it, drinks it, realizes it's just water, hands it back. Something stronger.
Boss! you hear some crashing of things just like Ralph did in the kitchen area from downstairs. Who put this in this room is for treasure. I am a treasure, not junk. Junk doesn't get in this room. That's the other. Where's my junk room? And you hear him stomping up the steps. What do you guys want? You can't run a bar for 50. Oh, you guys are up.
so like Ralph is like digging around in his toolbox, or like what's left of his toolbox. It's like, yeah, I was been tinkering with your disposal, and one of your minions decided to chew on a expensive attunement piece.
Did you leave it laying around?
I laid it down for 2 seconds while I was trying to realign this thing.
You should have put it in your pocket.
Like Ralph kind of looks at you,
and
he
you
just
see a hand reaching up for it the moment you started to look at him. You're like, like you can feel the hand coming up. Like they like to chew metal. That's why everything here is covered in wood. You hear a thump as he kicks the table. And you see one scurry off. Like they get their personality traits from the darker parts of my brain. Apparently, I liked to chew metal when I was a kid. Go wigger. Anyway, drinks, right?
For him,
Please.
I'm still working on the disposal.
Oh, yeah. We don't got to worry about that right now. It's not exploding, right? Yeah, it's not exploding. It's fine.
Well,
So-
shouldn't explode. I mean, you don't have any like dragon minions, right? Because dragon's blood would probably mess that up a little bit.
I mean, technically, they're whatever I want them to look like, so sort of want to. It's vague, okay? There's this Overlord thing is supposed to be instinctive, but with Dad's spirit messed up like it was, and the transition off, anybody's a gamble. I mean, right now I haven't turned you into minions yourselves, so that's new. I'm having fun with this.
I would be literally the worst minion ever.
They all are. They all are. Except the redhead. Wherever she went, she was okay until she did whatever they always do. Yeah, that's a funny thing. They always betray you.
I think
whatever.
Has Delta not been there?
I would assume not, because I would have had to attempt to destroy her if she had.
I know 6 days and you're not destroying her probably wouldn't work, right?
I suppose that means we need to roll the lieutenant thing to see what happened there.
Yeah, I had.
So
I had.
Curious,
Go ahead.
although I am curious as to what Benny was going to say to that.
Oh.
exchange there for a
I
minute.
was not surprised in the slightest. Especially since their looks apparently are what you want them to be. That explains a lot.
He's like, when I was little, they were cute little animals, and then when I got older, they were supposed to be dangerous and scary. So they're stuck somewhere in between. Eh, they're comical. That's better than whatever dads were. Dads, like, think of an iron golem, and then you add in minotaur, and you mix those two together. That's what dads look like. They were just freakishly big things. They were.
Oh,
It wasn't easy to turn them into these.
Thank
These were a
you.
lot easier to do with.
thank you so much. That was such a great description. Thank you so much.
And so it's like, I mean, it seemed useful in this form, but I mean, I would figure that you would have preferred to keep the muscle, like at this, instead of like he gently pulls one out of his tool bag.
Yep. He's got that's the one. That one has goggles on him. Cecil point him. See, that one wants their tools because he'll use them for something, probably that will blow up. You
I
can
would've-
tell by the markings, and there is no markings. It looks exactly like three other ones standing nearby. He's like, yeah, you can tell by the markings. Like, no, you can't
This
see
is
the
how
markings.
parents keep track of their triplets or twins. They see these marks that no other parent sees.
Oh, it's not a physical thing. It's more of what's the best analogy? Have you ever had someone hold up a piece of paper above their head with a symbol on it saying, like, I'm part of this guild, like a flag? They all have those. That one he's got a tool symbol above his head.
Ah,
It's not there, and he waves his hand. There's nothing there, but I can see it
I
on
can
some
eat
of
that
them.
drink more now.
And he waves them. It's like they're all getting them now. It's the last couple of weeks since we got back, the magic's being wonky, so I'm assuming they're just finally being useful. Or I'm going crazy, which either way, it's fun, right?
Like like
Either way, I
Ralph
need
just
to-
kind of
Gates come over.
gestures at the window where we probably are seeing weird like time inconsistencies. It's like
Oh, yeah.
we're all crazy.
It's
Maybe we should get out of here.
it's very dangerous outside. Or it has been. There's quiet moments, but you've seen at least another dragon die. You think? All the mage police were the ones that were after you guys waiting outside.
The mage guard.
Mage guard, you see them a few times, and they've all been turned into lich-like creatures, intelligent undead magic users, and they just threw. That must have happened right after you guys went in the tower, and they threw their. As you can tell, they started undeadly corrupting other people and raising undead, and it just became a battle in the city, a civil war. It's just total chaos on all the streets. Total, its own pandemic.
Someone please give me a good reason I do not stab that man, pointing at Zorm, through the skull.
Oh.
Because without him, any of this would have never happened.
Not entirely true.
It would be more fun for him to continue living, so he's forced to fix it.
I mean,
And then as our employee instead of him employing us, though.
I mean, at worst, he just kind of sped things along a little bit. I mean, again,
And that's better?
well, it's kind of like let's see here. It's kind of like a forest, and you go camping in the forest, and you accidentally leave your campfire go too hot, and it lights the entire forest on fire. I mean, it probably was going to light on fire at some given point for being overgrown, but because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, corruption is a little finicky.
the
I
drinks,
would hope
sit
as
down in
our
front of
employer,
everybody.
He has a plan. I've been out supposedly for the last 2 days. I would hope we have some sort of plan.
Well, I mean, we got the funky Rainbow Rock.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
more accurately, Cecil has the Rainbow Rock. I don't know enough about it to do anything.
it's safe. It's in my vault, and until it gets hooked up to the power in the rest of my place, that's where it'll stay. And he'll point over to the wizard sleeping. And until he's awake and I feel I can trust him to not do worse damage, he'll stay there. As far as a plan, I would vote for us to get the heck out of this town before whatever protections is built into my lair no longer shield us from 90% of whatever's going on out there. Because they don't know that most of the bad guys and monsters and whatever that guy was, and it's some big thing walking that you just see its leg, whatever that is, can't see us at the moment. But that probably gonna wear out as I get tired. Been up for the last 3 days.
Yeah. You mind if I just take apart your disposal for parts then? Because I'm gonna need a new wacky stick if we're gonna
As
go.
long as it's turned off. Just make sure it's off before you do, because the unstable wormhole thing is dangerous for
Well,
some of my minions.
yeah,
I mean, it
but-
doesn't hurt me, but it does cause a hiccup. It's just it's a whole thing. Stretch souls 1,000,000 times over. It gets twitchy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take that apart for parts, and I'm gonna make a better wacky stick, and then we can consider going through a walk through timey wimey. Let's get our skulls bashed in land.
I better
In
get
the
some
meantime-
monsters ready. I have a question for Cecil. Did you have to roll for a new lieutenant?
If you want me to roll, it says one of your tenants is smarter than the others. Name and describe them. Blah 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 blah. When your lieutenant inevitably backstabs you, roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, they are deposed and replaced with someone more loyal. Quotation marks. For now. On a 7-9, they complicate my current plans somehow. On a 6 or less, you are taken unawares and my plans are derailed, but your minions will still help.
Kitty.
The rest of your minions will help you try to recover.
Well,
You may elect a new lieutenant if you. Oh, here it is. You may elect a new lieutenant if you feel your current one isn't up to snuff. So that's what I would have done then.
okay, because I don't think she necessarily outwardly betrayed you right here and now. So it's your choice.
Yeah, that was in the past.
It's your choice. I don't know if you've seen her. If you say you haven't because you would have killed her 6 days ago, then that means she's not there, which means if you want to appoint a new one, that's fine. She'll become an NPC some of my own.
So I'm gonna write original new
Kitty.
lieutenant. That was dismissed due to be perceived betrayal in favor of Zorm / father spirit. Put that for her. And I'll designate a new name for a new lieutenant, which will be Gale. Gail.
All right.
And then I'll figure out a picture description for her in a minute. Basically, he's going around the room and going, "You." It's the most human one in range at the moment. You.
Me?
You. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh. Master?
Yep. And he puts his hand on her forehead. He goes, "Your name is now Gale,
Oh.
and you are important."
Ah.
And and now she's as tall as a normal person.
I am more intelligent.
Mhm.
How did that happen? Wait.
You've been promoted. Congratulations. Go yell at your friends.
Do I get to run the bar? I can clean the bar now?
Yes, you can. And you have to work behind the bar instead of in the dirt. Yes. Congratulations.
All the power. All the power.
I know, right?
All the
I know.
power. Right? She just does that. She walks away like, oh. She's weird. I just made her up.
It's
We made her up.
it's always nice. Don't you guys love it when your kids grow up? I mean, she's eventually going to try to betray me and steal my power, but it's fun right now. No wonder Dad kept killing them. They're fun.
So that happened.
I'm gonna go do the thing. That
Okay.
was a little disturbing to watch.
I think it's this time that the snoring you've noticed has stopped. Oops. And the wizard walks over. And I think, unfortunately, his robe slipped off, and he's wearing nothing but his hat. And he just sits at the bar, and he's just like rubbing his eyes because he's from a deep slumber. He's just like, oh, it's cold in here. Oh. And he just like grabs Cecil's drink, slides it over to himself, and strong.
Mm-hmm. It's 50% blood of a dragon.
Blue dragon, I think. Blue. Maybe. Yep. Oh.
Okay, I really should go take apart that disposal then if your drinks are actually made of dragon blood. Like Ralph just like...
They were just leaving it laying around. My minions can get into places others can't. Why would I waste it? I mean, where does new souls aren't born out of just pure energy, sort of.
Yeah, that's not what I'm concerned about.
Okay.
As he rushes in the kitchen, it's like, no, don't pour that in there.
That's exactly what I said not to do.
Zorm looks over at Benny. It's like, Benny, good morning. It is quite cold in here.
Yes, it is. Maybe because your robe fell off.
Oh. I need more to drink, apparently. He's like, oh, a little bit warmer. Okay.
So do I. Now that I've seen what I've seen, I need more drink too.
Normally I would flutter my robe over to me, but that would be using magic, and I believe I am not supposed to. And we flash back to like 1,800 times where Zorm begins to cast a spell over the last 6 days, and every one of you at different points are like, no, 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 and then all of you at once are like, no. You know, it's just
like flashback after flashback. Someone smacking him.
It's so.
That's why he was actually asleep for the last day and a half, because somebody else whacked him upside the head.
Probably Ralph.
Yep. Like, nope. This is not the right stick.
Whatever's left of his stick.
Yeah. And
the stump of my stick.
And he's like, I could flutter my robe over to me, but that would be using magic, and I feel as though I'm not supposed to use magic.
Don't even think about it.
It's the only reason your head's still attached.
Well, what a conundrum. I never had this much trouble when I just was a good wizard and ran a casino for a lot of corrupt bureaucrats. But times they change.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
Then he has another reason to hate him.
Well, Ralph is getting some spare parts from my disposal that I accidentally turned into a dimensional vortex at one point.
Been there, done that.
And once he's done with that, we're going to get the heck out of Dodge, because I can't keep this building running in siege mode at all times. It's very, very tiring.
Let's see.
Well, siege mode is a strong word for it. Don't see me and don't blow me up mode.
Yes. And we need to think about, saving the world.
Yeah, saving it. Says the guy who started this whole shebang. By the way, I stole your orb.
You have
it's mine now. No, it's not. I don't have. It is mine. That's stealing.
It's not yours. Mine. It's not yours. It was not mine. We had it. It belongs to a god, a mostly dead god. You should be careful with that. It's very, very, very unpredictable.
He stays mostly dead. He can mostly rent it from me whenever he needs it back.
It's dead. It's asleep. It's Cthulhu. We don't even know. It's you just need to be careful with it.
It's staying in a safe
Ooh.
place, and I'll eventually attach it up to the rest of the systems that power the house. It's
See,
fine.
I should not have used it. I did not know. I thought corruption was coming somewhere else. I did not know it had already seeped into my magic, and so I used the orb to scry.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. It simply was a scrying spell, and the orb was to show me. I was trying to scry. What was I trying to scry? I was trying to scry who was behind the corruption. And instead of just showing me who it was, it pulled the spirits of those who were involved to me. Now, all of them happen to have been dead in some fashion, I think, which is why their spirits are there. I don't know if they were alive, if the same thing would have happened. But I thought everybody was dead, so the five, I think they call it the five. I don't know who. It was the four of them.
Well, there is some...
James, Tim, Lucy, Fane.
Yeah.
But there's five.
They annoyingly corresponded with the same people that you sent out, and we felt weird things going on when we were getting your pendant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure you had a scrying event that said, hey, I'll pull some ideas from the future and pull it to now, and then messed everything up. He's like literally, he's doing diagrams with like his hands.
I see.
It's like my dad, his wife, Corvera's husband, all of them were there.
That's strange. But there's five. Oh, wait, I think that's me. It's always me.
Yes, a miniature eldritch abomination and you. Yes.
Dang it. Benny, I'm sorry. What were you to say? Good things, I'm sure.
I'm just wondering how my wife would ever want anything like this.
Your wife? I don't know. Well, I got to speak to her for a few moments before the dead creature decided to try to rip my soul out and my guts. But she seems nice. I don't think she would, but I don't know her. You'll have to ask her.
You said ones that were involved in this came to you.
Yes.
There were five of them.
Yep. The five that were responsible for the magic corruption. The original... It's before the magic was corrupted, when the previous Overlord, James Cook, at least was his name, sought to control everything, and he needed certain major magics, the four major magics together to use to control. Do you ever hear of the internet? It's slicing down someone's bandwidth unless they pay you more money, and then you give them that bandwidth back. See, okay, that doesn't make sense. I understand. But into a meta audience, it would. Anyways, he took the magical conduit, and he shrunk it down, and then he forced people to pay him to open it back up. And he used people that were connected to certain magics, the four major magics, in order to make this happen. But he was defeated by a bunch of heroes over a year ago.
Mm-hmm. I told him where he lived.
So the corruption actually...
And the secret entrance. I made a lot of money on that.
And the corruption actually happened later, after the group of heroes defeated him. So although I was trying to figure out what happened to the magic, it took me further back than the corruption, back to the five original, which would be me, because I made that item for James Cook. Tim McLeod was the original Enchanter, your wife, and that nice young lady's husband. So obviously, there's all the answers you ever need.
You made it, and you did it. Now we get to go fix it. Somewhere but here.
Benny looks very like Benny just had a whole bunch of information thrown in his face. It's like, obviously it makes sense.
He's still trying to think. My wife was a seamstress.
But apparently
she didn't have a magical bone in her body unless she didn't tell me something.
Maybe she didn't know. Olivara said her husband had the spark but could never produce, and she knew. Perhaps your wife was the same. Or something
There's a
similar.
reason that the overlords aren't supposed to play with magic, because magic makes its own rules. It's you
chaos.
guys play with it, but it is why we exist as the overlords, but we can't directly affect it. And most likely that covenant, when he broke it, started the corruption cycle. I mean, as soon as I realized what it was, I couldn't be afraid of anymore, because he wasn't the overlord anymore. He was just some crazy dude that tinkered with magic.
Anyways, no need to think bad of your wife, Benny. I'm sure you said she was a good person.
Oh, I don't think that about her.
Oh,
There's
good.
no reason for me to think that about her.
No.
The man in front of me, though.
Who?
I have so many temptations to plunge my blade right through your heart.
Wait, are you talking to me? Oh,
Yes,
to you.
what? Which heart? I mean, yes, my one and only heart.
All of them.
No, I just have one, I swear. I'm not a Time Lord. No,
I'll find new ones.
oh, just stab all of my hearts. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I didn't murder your wife or kill her or anything. I mean, actually, I don't know how she died. I just supplied...
And you must know some way to possibly break all this.
I know that I created a power magnifying magical conduit traps and sub rerouting leyline power converter for the previous Overlord.
which I stole.
Wait, you have that? You don't have that, do you?
Parts of it. Some of it exploded.
Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
My thought is, well, my Kragan Precious had a lead, and I have not seen her, so I don't know. I might have lost the information. But otherwise, I would think the Overlord's Fortress that has the original machine, maybe that will have some answers. So, Benny, I just supplied a product for money. I did not know it would be used for evil. I mean, he's such a nice guy, I thought.
He was the best of people, yeah. That was what James Cook's persona was like.
I want to hear what Benny has to say here, because Benny's, I think physically we can see he's angry, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
not hiding it.
Some of that passes over Zorm's head.
That raises so many philosophical questions.
Well, you can ask what you need.
Is the man who purchased the nuclear bomb but didn't know that he set it off should be held accountable, or should be the person that sold them the bomb in the first place?
It's not a bomb. It was a power converter. But
I mean, it just Ralph calls from the other room. I mean, power converter bomb, it just depends on how much juice you're putting through it.
Yes, I use magic. I don't build items. It's kind of a combination of things. I mean, obviously, I don't build machines. I build the magic that shape magic to go in with certain machines if needed, which is what Tim could do. So that's probably why he was involved. He's probably, he's like a machine or something. I was just the power. Oh.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. He takes off. He's like, but I'm here. We shall fix it. And that's why I need to find my Kragan. Or we need to head far, far north into Westralia. Nailed it. Anyway, I will remind you guys that the Kragan, before she sprayed you with her ammonia breath weapon, she took off, she said, where she was going. It's been like 3 episodes
It's
before.
been so long that I forgot.
That's why I'm reminding you out of character. She said she is going to go to, she goes, get the wizard to me. I will be in the city where his summer home is. And then she sprayed you and took off. So I should, yeah. That's why I thought I would say it out loud of character. But anyways, so he's like, otherwise we travel to Australia and we just had the Overlord's old lair head on, but that's where the Purgers last were, and they defeated the Overlord previous. And then no one heard from them again. Anyway, you tell me what to do, Benny, Ralph, Cecil, Olivara. I will help in any way I can.
Until we deem you worthy to use your magic or we feel like you won't blow up reality, you're the guy who carries the bags.
Good. I have a strength score of 8. I'm perfect for this job.
Good. Because I don't have any bags, but I feel like he will. He looks at Benny.
At this point, that Ralph comes out with an armful of parts from dismantling, and he's got like what seems to be like a large, like sapphire stuck in between his teeth. It's like, I mean, we could give him a wacky stick, I guess.
Yep. Just set up on that table right there. It's fine. Hey, clean off the table. No, don't clean out the table. Never mind. That's your table.
Appreciate it. I think he just lays out what looks like just a random assortment of pipes and like little components, this is stuff. It's like I did filch some parts from one of your stoves. I promise I'll put it back later. I just need enough material.
It'll probably fix itself. Things around here are funny like that. And I got those guys, and he points to the rafters right above your table. There's like 24 of the guys with the goggles on staring down at what you're doing. I got those guys. They're learning fast. I feel they're going to be on par with you when you were about 5 years old at some point. Okay, I'm being generous. They're still goofy.
Thank you, Tice. Go ahead, Benny. Go ahead.
Well, if you want my opinion, I say we go to find that Kragan first.
Sounds good. Better direction than going to my dad's old place. That's guaranteed to be unfriendly territory, even for me.
Yes. She's a rather scaredy cat sometimes. I'm sure she would have fled town before all of this happened.
Yes, technically she probably left town before we entered the tower.
Oh, she's been out here a month or more.
Something about a summer home.
Well, that's nice. I didn't know she had one of those.
No, yours.
No, hers. I know mine, but I didn't know she had one of her own. I thought my summer home was her summer home.
I think she took over it because you were being an idiot, and now you got to go get it back. I think that's your arc in this play.
I don't know where her summer home is.
No,
Yeah,
you do.
Oh,
It's now hers because it's yours, and you might be dead.
Oh, my summer home. Okay. Well, let's look at the world map. And he just begins to move his fingers over the table I shall summon the map.
That
Nope.
Patly smacks his
Nope.
head.
Nope.
This is going to be the best part about playing the wizard is you can't cast magic.
This is that kid cat. So Cecil waves over and a minion brings over a piece of paper.
So he goes,
Draw it.
Boston actually has alliances with this place. We'll zoom over to the east and then north. And he's looking out at nobody in particular. You guys can tell. But anyway, he's like Hammerford Fortress. It's to the north and east along the road next to Falgrave and Goldhaven. They actually are quite a big mining city, and they've mined a lot for our city and others around them. But the Lord there is a good man, and I have a manor house right next to his. So that's where I go in the summer. Wait, is it summer? Did I miss going to my home? Anyway, that is the only summer home I know of, except for I don't know where Precious's summer home is, of course, but I guess you meant mine. So that's where we should go. It'll be a perilous journey, but we can take it. Whenever you're ready. That's where we go.
Less perilous than staying here.
Yeah, I do have to take a nap at some point, and then I can't guarantee you guys.
Yeah. Like I said, I just need to. And at this point, like Ralph has a new staff like halfway assembled from what looks like garbage disposal pipes and cast iron stove top, like one of those like one of those iron plates that you would put on top of like a potbelly stove or something. So in the middle,
Staff.
so and he's just kind of just like, so, but I almost have this put back together. Might actually turn out a little bit better if just a tad bit heavy, but you know, I've been feeling particularly like I need a heavy stick these days, a lot more than I used to.
I suppose we're all in agreement.
Without a better plan, let's go with the best one we got. Agreed. Let's go. Before all
Let's
this
either
is
head to your
dangerous.
dad's old place, and you already said no to that.
It's a bad idea right now.
So, that being said, when we go, what about rainbow orb of eldritch abominations or whatever? So I still don't know what the thing does, but I mean, I imagine if we're just carting that thing through town, probably attract attention.
Oh no, get
let's
finished with
not
your staff.
carry
I'll show you a
around-
trick. It's really easy.
How are we going to move from here
Carry
safely?
around the Yogg bomb.
Yes. Well, I mean, safely is subjective, but you guys all go outside. I'll go outside, and then we can get going.
You know what? I'm not even going to question it anymore.
Probably best.
Every person that I have gone on this adventure for, and he points at Zorm is like, which you still owe us money for, by the way. So
I owe you money?
Yeah, we're probably going to have to like literally turn over his entire summer home to get that money back at this point.
But
I will pay. I have all the money. I have most of the money, and we can spend it as soon as we get to Hammerfell. I don't think any of those shops are open outside here.
No,
So-
it's not.
but let's see here. This at this point there's a little bit of a flash as the Ralph kind of finishes the staff and then he's like and then he just whacks the sapphire in the middle of the iron plate. It's like good enough.
You hear above you, I would have spot welded it in, and there's like literally like two little minions with like a welding torch burning each other.
So, spot welding causes ley line interference and would cause a short circuit that would probably make the thing explode.
That's the point.
I've already exploded one staff, and this one's more for whacking.
Stop encouraging them.
But,
So yeah,
So
Cecil will wait at the door. He just kind of stands there.
I think it's. Are we about to undertake a perilous journey to travel from one location to another?
Almost. Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
So once everybody's out of the building, Cecil will go. He'll turn towards the group and he'll be like, "Oh my God, what's that?" behind them. And as soon as they turn around, he whips around and does like a flourish with his cape. And when he's done, there's a minion walking up to him with a model of his his at tavern, which he puts in a pocket. Yeah, all right, we're ready to go. Sorry, I don't know what that was, but it's gone now.
Oh no! I left my hat inside.
Oh, you're screwed.
No, my money's my stuff. Oh,
Well, it's in a safe place.
I don't think Alavara came out of the closet. I don't think she left.
She's asleep. Everything's asleep.
considering the absolute destruction on her person from your tower, I ain't surprised. I'd just let her
No
sleep.
time will have practically passed whenever whatever just happened is undid.
But
It's magic, all right.
yeah.
Actually, I liked.
This is why I didn't have to pay for anything when I moved here, because it's an empty lot. Anyway, we should go.
So I mean, the city's in chaos outside. You hear magical blasts, you hear screaming. Like, you step outside, and it's not safe. And as soon as you do, you guys are like, well, we can't go back in because it's gone.
Mhm.
Summoning his dark blade and just having it lean against his shoulder.
Ralph is going to
He
quickly
don't care.
scrawl a new rune and
Okay.
spend. And I assume during downtime I had enough time to kind of scavenge parts from all over his tavern for crafting components here.
You guys, I think actually, I know Cecil, you're just coming out and you automatically get one, but I'm going to give everybody full hold or minions or supply, or in Olivar's case, souls. So you would have time to all be full if you have those things to be full up.
Okay.
The tavern has provided in some way the time or the material in order to do so.
But I'm gonna scrawl a new rune on my runic weapon, and I'm going to scrawl the rune of thunder. So, AKA, add the forceful tag to my new wacky stick.
Alrighty.
Which just as a reference, because of my racial ability, because this is something I've made and now I have enchanted with a rune, I get a automatic +1 with it as a racial.
To attack.
When
Or
you
damage.
enchant an object that you have made with your own hands, take +1. So,
Mm.
oh, I guess that might be just for enchanting.
That's what it sounds like, but I don't know. Well, you tell me.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. That it's probably when I'm trying to actively enchant something to. So.
Still a bonus worth having, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been looking for a reason to use it during this entire time.
Well, let's do it. I don't think you guys had time to buy food, and really haven't any attempt to spend. How much? I'm trying to remember how much Zorm promised everybody.
He promised 100 gold a person.
All right, go ahead and mark the 100 coin, each of you. I will put it in Alvara's bank for her, if I can find out where the coin is.
The
Sub part.
Sub.
And while we were at the tavern, people didn't use rations.
Yep.
That was the point of the
So
tavern.
she went from 2 to 102. Alvara's rich. All right. Yeah. Lisa's rich. Well.
Sorry.
So everybody gets up there. Zorm, and it's just like before you guys left the tavern, he like keeps shaking out his hat, and coin just keeps falling out. It takes like 20 minutes. His arms are like sagging. He's like, I think I've paid everybody now. And that's when he throws his hat down. And he just like wipes his brow and sees like time to go. He just walks outside. Now Zorm is hatless. He's never been hatless ever when I played him. It's scary.
It's a new paradigm.
But it's time to undertake a perilous journey. When you travel through hostile territory,
Sounds like it.
and this is like usually when you travel, but it's going to count escaping this city and then getting to Hammerford. Ben, did you say something? I can't hear you if you did.
I was just saying, here we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah.
So
We
we
will
need
see.
someone. So we need someone to trailblaze, someone to scout, and a quartermaster. And it's all rolling plus wisdom.
If you don't have enough party members, you do. So, yep, on a 10 plus.
So I'm a 0 on wisdom. So
I have
I
a
have
+1.
0 on wisdom as well.
Oh boy, howdy! And of course, our one wisdom person is currently stuck in the toy tavern.
Yep.
Oh, yes, Tice. Zorm is here.
how about I go with quartermaster, because it's just reducing rations. The other two will reduce time and keep people off of us, so we have a little better chance with my just 0. My thoughts.
What's the one that's better for keeping people off of us?
I think that's
Scout.
scouting.
Scout will spot any trouble to let you get a drop on it.
I guess I'll do that.
Okay, and that means then I am trailblazing. I'm finding fast ways of getting us from point A to point B to try to reduce our overall travel time.
I think this travel
Having
time
a
is.
plus to wisdom makes sense.
I think this is like a 3-day really in the game terms, a 3 ration journey.
It's gonna be pushing it.
I have just enough. I have just enough.
That's That's exactly how many I have.
You can roll well, and
I have none.
you have what?
I have none
Ooh,
whatsoever.
Oh boy.
you do.
This will be.
You do have a wizard with
Wait a
you.
minute, no, dungeon rations. My bad. For some reason, I was looking for rations and dungeon rations. Yeah, I have just enough as well.
Okay.
You all have 3. Well, let's
Thank
see.
goodness.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
Everybody
Here we
can
go.
roll plus. So the scout is Benny, the quartermaster is Cecil, and the trailblazer is Ralph.
Yep.
I like how
All right.
you're the trailblazer and you have fire in the background.
Well, the quartermaster didn't do so good. That's
Trailblaze.
XP.
Oh, go red. Oh, okay. I just barely made it.
You rolled a
All
6.
right, scouting.
no, it's a 7 to 9.
Scouting.
Something
Here
good.
we go.
It's 7 to 9. All right.
Benny did good.
So-
Benny did the best out of all of us.
So Cecil and Ralph mark experience.
Yep. I sure did. We're doing great. We talk a good game, and then we roll good ones too.
Yeah. Just remember, we have, if I recall correctly, we have the auto success from the earlier donation today, and then the GM's got like four
I just-
complications
true.
in the tank right now.
I think I have 1 complication. I think I burned all of mine to make that dragon Moarg thing come to become a, well,
Okay.
the thing it was. So I got 1, but I'm not worried about it right now. I'm saving that one.
So for my part, it takes more than 3 rations to get where we're going, which is what we all have.
You guys are starving and therefore exhausted where we end up here. You've run out of food a couple days ago. Well, you didn't quartermaster out food, but let's see, the Trailblazer is supposed to get you there quicker, right? So the Trailblazer
Which I failed.
Trailblazer not only got you off the trail, so let's take a look at the map. Oops, that's the wrong
To
one.
the map then.
Still the wrong one. Boom, there we go.
Go a while and get lost.
Here is everybody traveling, and you made it up to the road here, but you're supposed to go up to here. But instead, when we catch up with you, you've gone more east of Fallgrave over here. So not only did you take longer, but you've also not managed the food well, so you've gone like a day and a half without food. As you find the road again and find there's a road going back west or one going northeast. And you can see as the sun is getting near the end of the day, you can see the Fallgrave out to the west, this little town. Well, you see a little town. You're not exactly sure where you are, but, out of character, this is where we are. So you have that option, or you have out on the road where you are, or you can head northeast, which you won't get to another city by today. Dice. And then, Benny, you were looking out for danger.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I was doing.
No one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either. So that's all I need that sheet for. I don't have, of course, a map out right now, but let me back to here. You guys come out of the woods. You come out. Let's say you actually went south into the Scarsreen Timberland, and then you've come out north. You were deep in the woods, and then you've kind of come out here. So position you a little bit more southeast from where we were, and you see Fallgrave. And you come out of the woods, and you can see some smoke rising from the village. Looks a little larger than normal. Like I said, you're exhausted. You're really hungry. Until you have food, you actually can't rest properly and heal or level. And I think
Nothing. Stop.
everybody can defy danger with their constitution to see if they've held in there or if they take a disability.
Okay.
Nice.
Ah,
Why now?
No one takes
Complications.
No one takes the
A
Constitution
critical
disability.
success.
Oh, you boxcard it?
Yeah, he boxcar. Cecil finally got his boxcars.
What's your hit dice?
Oh my gosh. I hit die or hit points?
Hit die.
My damage is D8.
Right,
Oh,
there's no hit die in this one.
wait, let me see. No, I do. It's 8 plus Constitution is my hit points.
8 plus your Constitution score.
Yep.
All right.
First start.
Somehow.
Nice, buddy.
Well, we got 2 in the bank. We can't go over 3. So here's the thing. No one takes the Constitution disability, but Benny and Ralph are indeed exhausted and really hungry, right? Cecil not only managed his rations just right somehow, he actually has an additional 8 hit points, temporary hit points, to have on hand until they are used. So you come out smelling like a rose and are actually more powerful right now with that boxcar roll. So like I said, you get an additional 8 hit points over your max that are temporary and are gone once are spent. Nice boxcars. Hey, if you roll on a con save, you gotta have something that goes with that stat, I guess. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense.
and you're out there, you're sweating, you're wiping the grime off. Zorm is just like carrying this backpack that he just is not that heavy, but to him it is, and he's just like his beard and his face is just like it's melting with sweat. And Olivara and Fane, of course, are inside the toy tavern, so they're not technically with you. I'll put them off to the side.
I swear, I thought it looked like a shortcut, guys.
Cecil's just like, it's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, you needed to
Never
exercise.
mind, let's just get to the town. Ugh.
That's not town. That is very much not town.
This
We're
Oh, really? Ralph.
I thought it was a shortcut. It was literally a sign saying go this way.
I did find it funny that it was written mostly in upside down letters.
I mean, everything is upside down. The whole world is upside down right now.
that is when you hear like a gigantic roar. You're the T-Rex from Jurassic Park or the creature from it's filmed like the Blair Witch Project. It's the big what is that called? That big giant monster from those movies.
Oh, giant monster from those movies, yes.
It's filmed like a documentary, like the Blair Witch, like they're right in the middle.
Troll Hunter?
No, I'll find it. Anyway, it's a large monster roar, and you see this gigantic creature, and this city is like just about a mile. Cloverfield, thank you. It's like the monster from Cloverfield, like style roar. It's just huge and crazy, and it's like this village is like a mile away. The sun is starting to set. There's smoke coming out of it. It's not the city you were looking for because it's a big. Hammerfell is a fortress, or Hammerford is a fortress. This is a small town, but it's smoking. It's on fire. You hear stuff in the distance, and suddenly this gigantic shape just rises, this huge silhouette that's like twice as tall as the highest building in the village. And it's just like, whoa. And it's just sniffing. It's huge. And it's like its head like turns your guys' direction. And it's like it's sniffing the air and he's
Sard.
Huh. That looks like one of Dad's.
I thought we stuck him in a skull, though.
No, not Dad himself, but that's. That looks like a smaller version of his. What did he call it? Jabber or something? Jabberjaws or something like that. He called him. He was like the Juggernaut, that kind of thing.
Jabberwocky?
He was cool. He was really cool when he was calmed down, but boy, when he got a oh, dang it. He just cracks his knuckles. All right, here we go again.
Tice is asking what's the 100 donation. I believe that's just a +1, Tice.
+1 to a roll.
So, but
I'm feeling generous tonight. I will give +1 to everybody.
Rolling bones.
Anyway, it's pretty good idea this thing's about to spot you. It did not get the jump on you. You did not get the jump on it. You're going to become aware of each other's presence, Benny. But you coming out, you and Ralph and Zorm are in bad shape. Caesar's looking pretty good. What do you guys do?
Is there any cover?
Well,
Any kind?
like 100, like 50 feet behind you is the forest.
all right. Well,
Ugh.
looks like the fight
This
finds
is gonna
us.
suck.
It's going to suck so bad.
So, but so this jabber, the big honking thing of teeth.
Mhm.
Is it like? Do you know if it's a construct? Do you know if it's just a beastie? Like,
Yes, it is all of the bad things you can think of. And it likes to eat people. And he's saying this deadpan, like, happy voice. Like, he was a great pet until he got too big for the castle.
You can always discern realities on it, or spout lore. Actually, might be better. Well, discern realities is closely study a person or situation, so that would work. But spout lore is to use accumulated knowledge about it to like tell more about it. It's probably what it is and stuff. Either or would work if someone wants to make a roll.
because I need to know what type it is for me to be able to Rune of Death and get that extra D6 bonus on it.
I'll try to discern realities on it because my wisdom save is better than my intelligence save.
Okay.
Let's see how well this goes.
Discern them realities, sir.
Uh-oh. We may have just lost the stream.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Still recording.
Internet quake incoming, then I would guess.
Oh, it just said reconnecting on the OBS here. So we'll wait just a second. But you rolled a 9. I can still look. You guys let me know if you see it pop back up. We're still recording. I'll say we're still here. Coming back. Okay, thank you. So discern realities. Would you get a 9?
I got a 9, which means I get to ask one of those questions, which is, let me take a look. What about it is useful or valuable to me?
What here is useful or valuable to me? Or what about it?
Yeah, that thing specifically.
Well, as you see, it looks like it's kind of it's basically a behemoth. It's a giant monster. It could look like the Tarask or the Cloverfield monster or the Overlord's former minion. It's it's got horns and spikes and teeth, and it's huge. Think of it like maybe a smaller Tarask. That's kind of where I was going with it. And you can definitely tell it's riddled with corruption. Is it just that whiff is coming your way? You guys can kind of feel it in the magic. You can tell it's probably been killed and reanimated, so it's probably undead. But it looks like it has a weak spot right in the throat. It looks really armor plated really well. The kind of like Smog had that one scale missing. It's kind of weak areas right in the throat, which means you gotta get close to its mouth. But that, or if you got inside it like it swallowed you, you might be able to cut your way through it from the inside. Sorry we lost the Twitch stream, but we do have this.
Yeah, Twitch is back up.
Okay, so we're back. Cool. Anyways, Benny, that's what useful to you. I think that's enough information. Anybody else doing anything?
I would relay that information to the guys.
More undead. Lovely. And like the undead, the anti-undead specialist is of course not here, or stuck wherever hammer.
Shall I cast magic at it?
No.
Well, Okay, we're out in the open. I thought maybe it would be a good time.
Get behind a tree.
Okay. And he's
Yeah.
Take a break.
So it's
You
like,
earn 5
Behind a
minutes.
tree, take a break.
so okay. Ralph is like, so undead, huh?
As far as I can tell.
All right. So like he's like, if you two want to go play tag with it, let me see what I can come up with over here. It is. He
Right.
pulls out his pack of pieces, parts, and remaining pipes from Cecil's garbage disposal.
Cecil just chuckles and slowly his robes change into his armor and his shield comes out and it pulls the mace free. He's like, all right, I've only died once this week. And starts walking forward.
Benny's eyes turn black, brings out his hand and the handle of the black blade Odachi that he has, comes into it, and he just goes, "Here we go."
Cecil does take it, looks over his shoulder and goes, I like the upgrade. Let's do this.
Let's do
They're
this.
gonna go for it.
Hero.
We're gonna die. Huzzah!
Dickens.
For those who are about to die, we salute you.
But
In which case, Ralph salutes us both.
it's more like, okay, toodles, as
Yeah.
as he's furiously going through parts trying to put something together.
Imagine, like, have fun storming the giant monster. They're gonna take a miracle. All right, so I guess we're going to engage your giant monster of doom.
I was hoping you'd say that.
+5 doom.
I had it ready in case something went wrong with a perilous journey, and 2 things went very wrong. I was like,
Very wrong.
I didn't actually think it would happen,
Yeah.
but it's like a good mile to the village, so you pretty much open except for out in the open except for the woods behind you. I know it's not a good position. You do have I will allow you, if you allow him to use magic, for Zorm to be a hireling or an NPC as an adept to give you arcane assistance. So if you need to,
Right now, that's on Ralph. The other 2 of us are engaged with other matters in our minds, I believe.
okay.
That's his problem right now.
Who's taking the first shot and how they're doing it? I mean,
I mean, you guys get the spotlight for now.
Well, what all
I
do we
guess
have in
I'll
the
get
bank?
the-
Don't we have a?
We have an
Yeah, how
auto
much does it have
success
in the
and a +1 and a +1.
All
Auto
right.
success +1. Or hold on to that auto success. I'm going to head towards it and proceed to hack and slash.
so you're like, you
Let's
just
get it on.
you run like a mile and you're just like, all
Pretty
right.
much.
I mean, it works in Monster Hunter. I don't see why it wouldn't work here.
Exactly.
All right, the corrupted behemoth, as we're calling it, sees you coming and she's like, as it's like sniffing the air, it's just deeply. It sounds like thunder almost, the way it's just inhaling the air, and it's just like, and it steps out of the city, and it leaps like 50 yards, and onto all fours, and leaps again. This time it's 80 yards, and then it leaps again as it builds up momentum, and it's charging right at you. But you call the shots first, sir, with a hack and slash. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll let you take a stab at it. Or
Quite
swing.
It's
literally.
gonna be fun.
Heck.
Just Benny dies a second time.
It could
Oh,
happen.
you'll get better.
I'll get better. Let's see, hack and slash is just a strength roll, right?
Yep. So it's just one of the 6. So, and this is your new top stat round with a +3, right? So obviously you're going to roll 6. I'm saying that so that you roll better.
Yeah.
10.
Benny smash.
Roll that
A
beautiful.
3 and a 1, but the amount of bonuses you got going on.
So 10
Roll
plus
the
you deal
damage.
damage and avoid their attack. Nice.
Roll me some damage, sir. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's got to
Sure, for
balance
the
out
piercing
somewhere, I
plus
guess.
1, it is a sharper than piercing +1.
Well then.
It's piercing +1.
Yes, it's got the status sharp and also reach.
So you can reach from a long distance, and sharp gives you +1 piercing.
Yes.
Okay, so as it lands to a
It's
point,
also messy and two-handed.
it is also messy.
Yes.
Okay, I need
The
an.
dark blade is always messy.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know. So what's this thing look like again, and what's it look like when you swing it? I mean, what is
It's
it?
an odachi, which is basically a horse slayer katana.
Okay.
If you actually look those things up, they're like around 60 inches long.
Dang.
I believe. Basically, think Sephiroth's weapon from
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Super long sword.
And again, with Benny's eyes, they're blazing black with like black flame coming up and almost seeming to seethe into his skin. And from the hilt up, the blade is just doing the same sort of black flame all along it. And as he swings it, it just arcs this black energy towards whatever it's going to hit and
Man,
this thing.
corruption versus corruption. This thing lands, and it has reach too, and it brings its hand towards you, and then you just take your blade like between one of its fingers, like right between the pinky and the ring finger, and it misses you, but your sword with the reach slashes through it, and it cuts probably like this deep into its hand, and you just see black coagulated blood just splatter everywhere, and it just rears back. It's like, it doesn't do much damage because it's thickly armored, like natural plating, but it's mad, and you hurt it a little bit. Now what do you guys do? This thing like rears up, and it looks like it wants to like stomp on Benny with the other front foot, the not wounded one. It rears its hand back like this to stomp, and then it balls it into a fist, and it's like, but the move is on your guys' side. Hopefully.
Yes. For this first one,
I mean-
I'm just going to go with a hack and slash as well.
So Cecil's run along up from the other side.
Yep. Just Mason or shield. Just gotta. I was trying to get his attention, but obviously the stab got more of his attention because I was going to defend originally, but I changed my mind. Let's see what happens here. Away. Okay.
A 15.
Ooh.
Boxcars again.
Boxcars again.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So
So I'll tell
Let's
you right now, you can roll double damage for your boxcars.
okay.
And then you can decide if you want to do the extra d6 for attack back or not.
That is a nice idea. All right, let's roll the damage. Let's just roll like this. Roll 1d8. Oh, no, 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 damage. I'm going to spend 2 of my horde. My blow is aided by the strikes of my minions, plus 1 damage, 1 for 1. So I have 1 horde remaining.
So that's 2 more damage on top of the 8.
That makes it 10.
Okay.
And my weapon has forceful. So I would like to be coming down, like as it was about to smash, like I saw it wind up, and that's when I jump, my shield kind of floats away from my arm, and I just grab my mace and just slam into the back of the side of the back of the hand to knock it back towards itself.
Oh,
With the
and
forceful.
it comes down, and you hit it like this, and you hit it from the side, and it smashes its own self in the face, and a bunch of its horns and teeth break out of its face, and this black crystals of parts of its body and armor just go flying everywhere, and they're smoking with corruption. Do you deal the additional 1d6 or not? It's so tempting.
It is, and I'll allow it.
All right, roll it first.
I got extra HP for the moment. I can burn off 25 right now. So 12 total.
Wow, nice work.
was hoping for another 6. Come on, computer.
Oops.
It's okay. I already got all the XP I need.
And it will deal 14 minus your armor.
14 minus 2, so 12.
So it smashes itself in the face. And it's just like, and it comes down it opens its mouth to swallow you, but you leap back just in time, and its forehead bashes into you instead of its mouth, and just flattens you. I mean, you get back up and recover, but it jars you hard, right?
He lays there for a second, goes, "Woo!" Hops up really slowly, and gets back to his feet. Whew, that went better than I expected.
It got hurt bad in that attack, but it also hurt back. But the hand is, both of his hands have been crippled, and now it takes an unsure step back for a second, and then looks at both of you and wherever Ralph is, and then looks like it's deciding to make an attack again. But the ball is still in your guys' court. You have control of this battle.
It was kind of bent down to like bite Cecil and hit his forehead against Cecil, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Is it within range that I can get to its weak spot? If so, I'm hacking and slashing that weak spot.
You just tell me that you want to go for the weak spot, and I'll say, sounds like a hack and slash, and yes. Plus, also, even if you didn't, you have the reach on your weapon. So I think even if you were out,
You'd have done that regardless.
yep, you almost reflexively from your spot can do it. But yeah, you can definitely go for the weak spot.
Let's do that then.
For
Hack,
double damage.
roll hack and slash. Don't give away my... What?
Almost a boxcar.
boxcars.
How did you...
Almost
Six
boxcars.
stars.
How did you get? How are you getting 17? 11 plus 3. Where's the second 3 coming in?
I don't know, I just
Forward,
had it
global,
roll strength.
ongoing.
I think there's an extra 3 in there. Should be 11 plus the 3. Should be, which is 14, which is more than enough. But I think there's an extra 3 in there, and I'm not sure where. But we can look into it. But
I don't know where either.
It says it's a +3 forward, so do you have any of the forwards?
I don't have
Lit up
any
on
of
your
the
sheet?
forwards. Nope. I have my hold lit up on my sheet. For my torment.
I mean,
Well,
but
But I don't have normal, +1, +0, or query lit up at all.
As long as we know it's a problem.
well, all right, we'll figure it out later.
I mean, it's still, a 14?
It's still a
that's
14.
still 14.
So 14, which, if I had lost any damage, I would have healed because of my sanguine blade.
Oh yeah.
Stab it
Yes.
really hard.
All right. Well, go
All
ahead.
the beautiful bean footage.
Roll your damage plus roll your damage plus an extra 1d8 for hitting the vulnerable spot. With total success, you guys are just doing some massacring here.
You guys are
Oh, come on.
Oh, it wants to screw you on the damage. Well, you still get to roll.
And it's
6.
/R space 1d8.
Yep, that was where I messed up.
I've done that.
You're fine.
I've done that plenty. What?
Nickel and dimes.
Sure
I was
whack
about to.
'em
I was about to
for
say
as
these
small a
guys are gonna.
damage as I can.
I was about to say it's like these guys are gonna kill it before I even finish my invention back here, but no, the dice.
I
say
can't-
No.
No,
I can't even near
I'm
it.
just gonna kill it with 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
You have trouble. It's such a small opening in the throat. You get it in there and it rears back, and you have to like catch up and hit it again, and it just doesn't sink in straight. It hits to the side, but there's black corrupted nastiness starts oozing and spraying out, and you have to step back real quick instead of going for more damage, or else you get hit by it. But you're not otherwise damaged, and it has not recoiled yet. And now it's sitting and it's like, and it looks like it's thinking about stepping backwards. And what do you guys do, Ralph?
Meanwhile, in the back lines, Ralph, like, as the two bruisers have been after this, he's concocted this weird apparatus out of pipe and remaining gemstones from the garbage disposal mechanism. So, and he's going to attempt to enchant it. Essentially, what he's trying to do is he's trying to make the equivalent of a like a pipe bomb thrower, essentially. Just like a thick t-shirt cannon, only it shoots pipe bombs. Specifically for counter corruption.
Wait, you said that it shoots pipe bombs for what?
Shoots pipe counter corruption.
Oh, that again. All right.
Yep.
Do you need to make an invention then, right now?
So it's a craft enchantment at this point, and because this is something I've fashioned together with parts I took out of a garbage disposal and all that and made it myself.
Okay.
I should be able to take a +1 on it.
Oh yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Do it. That's what that is there for. Let's see how good. An 8.
So
That's good.
a 9.
Or 9. Okay.
9 plus 1.
Oh, so close.
Yeah. So I get to choose 1 out of that list.
So the other things could happen, but the one thing you pick will not happen.
I will say that the enchantment does not have any weird limitations. It works as intended, but I don't know what the side effects would be, considering that I've crafted it out of garbage disposal parts from an enchanted tavern out in the middle of a field while a thorax-like creature is munching on my friends.
Technically,
That's the weirdest sentence I've heard in my life.
Technically, he's only been able to headbutt us, but sure, he's slap fighting himself.
Well, it is a stranger set of words that have been put together in a paragraph there, but you do it, and so there could be side effects, and there could be something else could happen, but that doesn't matter now. You put it together. What do? You just like it's done, MacGyver style, and
Yep.
here you
And
is.
he's going to try to take a shot from in the back lines here and just try to lob one of these pipe bombs at the.
He
And this
shoots
is-
from downtown.
And it's an anti-corruption, you said, right?
Yeah, it's a counter corruption weapon.
All right. I feel that's a volley that you're doing here. Sound good to you?
Yep. And I fail.
Oh, God.
Mark XP, please.
Do we all get
Yep.
to mark XP for that one because it affects all of us?
Oh no.
So yeah, he shunts like one of these enchanted pipe bombs down the tube. And it's like no, boom, and probably doesn't even get halfway across the distance before it smacks the ground. And it's like
To Ralph's credit, he never shot it before.
again, garbage disposal parts, guys. I never promised that it wasn't going to be a garbage weapon.
We're gonna put that on our tombstones. Shot in the back of the head by a garbage disposal tool weapon. Satisfaction not
R.I.P..
guaranteed. See Tim.
Oh man.
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Okay. So it shoots up and it goes about halfway. You're quite a ways behind it, right? And it's shooting up and it's arcing well and it's going, and then you just see it spark in mid-flight and then it explodes in the middle of the sky at the highest point of the arc, and just crackles with all this anti-corruption enchantment, and just what color is this explosion?
It's probably some flavor of indigo.
Oh, so perfect. And it just, it's like those fireworks that are like the golden sparks and they just crackle. It's like that, but it's indigo sparks. Indigo sparks. All right. And you just hear that for a second, and then the thing like looks up in the air, it's like, and then looks back at you guys, and then you hear, it's like, all these, the ground begins to tremble again, and you start hearing what sounds like dozens of creatures running from the city. No, actually not city. Just out of the rolling hills and the bushes and the things around you guys. Things, or you see something pop up and then go back down. You catch like the glint of like metal, but not weapons, like body parts. Or no, that looks like flesh there, but that looks like metal. And just from all sides, you see these humanoid figures about your side running on all fours, some running on all pairs of legs, all kinds of weird machinations, and coming at you guys. And I feel like that's probably where we're gonna have to cut to black.
And we just hear out of Ralph is like, oh man.
But credits.
I don't want to stop. I want to go another roll, but
Cecil just stands there,
I think it's perfect.
looking around, and it's like, it's a Tuesday.
I
Just
told you
walks
about
forward.
Tuesdays.
He just hefts it. His shield floats back up in front of him, and he just starts walking forward. Here we go.
So the corrupted behemoth is above you. You don't know if it likes or dislikes the other things. You got those two guys in there. Ralph's a ways back. Olivera's put away in your pocket. And yeah, just several creatures are coming from all sides. Seem like drawn to the magic. And that's where we leave off. Episode 7. Dungeon
And fade to black.
Indigo Magic. End of session. Anyways, I thought you guys were kicking the crap out of that thing, and
then I flub it because I wanted to use my garbage disposal pipe bomb.
you still can. You made it. It's good. I should have done a side. Well, I guess the side effect.
I mean, I guess we find out the side effect if it ever hits anything.
Yeah.
The side effect is maybe it draws more danger to you. I thought that was fun.
That might be it. Who knows?
So that is the end of our session. We're gonna do a couple things. I know, right on a cliffhanger. Almost beat it. It's so good, but I had fun. Did either of you guys, or either the three of you guys, you think resolve a bond in some way with someone else? Okay.
I worked on the disposal. Like I worked on Cecil's garbage disposal and started turning it into parts.
Yep. He definitely changed my garbage disposal as promised. Yeah. Not exactly the plan, but it does count.
Mark
I agree.
Erase and mark XP and give us a new bond at some points. That's great. Cecil, do you have
I'm
one?
going to change Benny's from a tragic soul in need of a crew to a worthy
Meat shield.
no shields. I got
Meat stick.
Body shield.
a worthy fighter to put between me and my foes.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Meat shield.
So you don't always have to resolve the bond like it completes. You can be like, it's no longer relevant, or this just doesn't work anymore, right? So I think that's great. You go from one thing to the other. So mark an XP. What about you, Benny?
The other two
As
don't
for Benny,
change.
I don't think he's really resolved any of his bonds this time.
No? With the other two?
Not this time.
Okay. No problemo. Let's look at your experience. Did you fulfill your alignment at least? I'm sorry, your alignment, I meant. Did you fill your alignment at least once this session?
Yep.
Nope.
I discovered something about a magical mystery, aka the whole world is doing weird timey-wimey stuff, and also the Overlord has weird powers in relation to his minions.
That's true. All right.
So
Mark XP. Speaking of, I think when Oliveira's back with us, because you guys were trying to find out the 5 and who was what, we'll have to go back into that RP discussion. I want to do more of that tonight, but I think all of you need to be here for that. Benny Dot, what's your XP, or what's your alignment, sorry?
Alignment is evil. Make a bloodbath out of my foes. I didn't get to do that. I wanted to do that to the beastie, but he's not a bloodbath yet.
Well, you did slash his hand open. You get the messy tag, so it's almost like, but he's not dead, so I guess that's up to you.
You also got first strike on it. So, I mean, a bloodbath, we could also say is you turned it into a right mess.
I'll leave that to the GM call.
No, that's your call. If you feel, I mean, I'm okay with it, but
I mean, with the messy tag, it would make sense, but he's also not dead. I would think making a bloodbath out of my foes is straight up killing them.
okay. Well, if you don't take it this time, I can guarantee it's going to happen next session.
Yeah, we smashed it pretty good this
So-
time.
And also all the other creatures that are
I'll
coming.
hold off till next time then.
Okay.
Yep.
Then 3 questions. If we answer yes to any of them, we mark XP. And then I will give these to Olivara on the side as we keep everybody kind of together. Let me ask you, did we learn something new and important about the world? And what,
We
if so?
now know the name of a new city.
3 or
That-
2,
that-
2 new cities.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
one of them's
we
no longer
also-
technically there.
Okay.
We also found out that corruption's apparently spread and made big, giant, very terrible things.
This is true. All right. Everybody mark an XP. You learn that Zorm had a lot to do with it, and he's naming off the 5. And he was kind of naming off the 5 right there a little bit. Even not on purpose, but on purpose, maybe.
He's a name dropper.
Yeah. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
in progress.
In progress for next time.
Progress.
Trying to think if he did anything in town, but no.
No, we like booked it.
For this exact reason.
Dang, these are all gonna be next time. It was more of an RP. It was an RP session. It's okay though. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
Not this time.
Not this time.
Okay. What was the highest? Who got the lowest amount of experience? I guess.
I got a total of 4 this session.
I got 2.
Oh, Benny only. Actually, I got like 6 because of flubs.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, with
Benny,
flubs,
you should
I
have
got-
gotten more than just 1 because didn't you flub?
I don't think he did.
I didn't flub.
No, I got 3 XP.
I got close to it, but didn't flub.
2,
All right.
2 from end of
Which is
turn
very
and 1
unusual
flub.
for me.
But I think I
It
probably
is.
still have the most. I think I still have the most overall experience at this point. I'm still at 23.
Holy crap!
I just hit 13, so
After
reasonably.
I just hit 1.
You still have 23 after spending your level 3 and
Mhm.
4.
Yeah, because I got a whole bunch the last session between where we couldn't rest for like 3 sessions in a row. Because I kept flubbing up until my minions stole the thing. I was on 2 HP and I'd flubbed every single roll.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous how much I flub, and then yay, I do good.
Well, dang, that went way too fast. I had a lot of fun, but it went way too fast. King Masters, hi. Just you're lucky you just joined in right for the end. There's a lot going on. Well, there were more. They've come-
There's probably more, King. It's just that we've had some interweb issues, so
there's some
it's.
lurkers.
But we appreciate you coming out, though.
Yes, sir.
Plus, they don't show up if they're muted. They won't show up people watching quite the same way.
Shout out to AP Gaming. Thanks for being here. And all of the other viewers in chat. King Master GX. I should try to say that right. A1 Bear, another viewer. Commander Root, Jodo1025. Let's do this, streamers. And King Master's now following. Thank you for the follow. Lurks and Thicker. Thanks for all being here tonight, guys. We'll do some shoutros real quick. There's a lot of stuff going on. We have 5 games total. 4 between every 2 weeks, and then a weekly Dungeon World by my buddy Dem on Friday nights. So this is the end of our session number 7 of Dungeon World Indigo Magic. The story is getting real good. And yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks on Thursday to play again. I'm sorry. What day is it? Tuesday. 2 weeks on Tuesday to play again. And I will
The
actually...
other T-Day.
Our normal Friday game, which is supposed to be Robotech this week, will not be because I... Hey, man, have a good night. Thank you. I will be having some surgery on Thursday, so I'll be out. So we'll be coming back next week. But Dem's game will still be on Friday. So otherwise, we have all these different games going on and some projects in the future. But that's my shoutro. I'm going to put it right over to Benny, Cecil, and then Ralph. And then we'll be up out of here. All right. Go ahead, Benny.
All right, I am Jeff. I'm playing Benny Dot here in this particular campaign. I am on Smool at Jeff Beck 1108, and I'm also going to be playing in Into the Darkness for another campaign called Painted Smile. Going to be started, I believe, tomorrow, where I'm going to be playing Dr. Robert Cope, a paleontologist in the Arkham Historical Society. So go ahead and take a pop on over there and take a peek. But I'm going to hand it over to Cecil.
All right, everybody. It's Cecil, the Overlord playbook fan creation on this Dungeon World campaign. Come see us again on Tuesday nights on the same time, as I'll be running hopefully a successful, not for me, but for my players, because my success is not as fun, of Alien RPG, where my players are all Marines trying to find out what's going on the 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 5, 4 or 5, yeah, 5 ice planets that has secret labs on them they keep running into, and monsters are inside. Um, let's see, and like you said, on Fridays we normally are playing Robotech, which I get to put on this fun hat as the captain of that ship. So we got the VODs and whatnot on YouTube if you want to check those out and see what's going on. And the Alien RPG ones are there too. I recommend anything past um, anything that starts with the words chariots the gods. I finally completely understood the rule system and we had a lot of fun. I would not advise watching the first ones because I thought I did terrible, but the players still had fun. So it's still actually a fun watch. And other than that, that's all I've got right now. So thanks for coming out. Thanks, guys, for playing with and thanks, Lucas, for letting us play. And have a good night. Jodo, it's your turn.
Howdy, folks. Jodo1025 here. Big thank you to Lucas for letting me be the channel hobo, because I'm in just about everything he's got going on here, other than the Friday Dungeon World game. But yeah, normally I would be on Robotech for this Friday as Ivan Suranova, the Russian artilleryman. And then on Tuesdays, the opposite Tuesday, I am Joe Potensky, the smart gunner and leader of Delta Squadron, Delta Squad, as we are getting our butts handed to us by mean, nasty things that just want to eat us. So, but when I'm not over here doing things, oh yeah, and I'm also in the Thursday D&D game as well as our halfling rogue, which that one's been a joy to do. So, but when I'm not here, you can catch me over on my channel, twitch.tv/jodo1025. Thank you, Lucas, for throwing that in the chat. Where most of my content is D&D or RPG content for charity. And in fact, I have a stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Titans of Moran, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure where my poor cast is trying to contend with a giant abomination of a machine that has come looking for them, because people don't know to not flick things that they don't understand, like every other D&D party ever. So but I will also be starting hopefully September 5th with a new hopefully long run series of Blades in the Dark. So the working title for that one is TBD, but it sounds like my cast for that is eager and excited to kick that one up. It's good. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So once again, that should kick off September 5th. That's a Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then finally, because I'm a glutton for punishment, this Saturday. So Saturday, I totally had a calendar open and I closed it. The 22nd of this month, 22nd of August, at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we will be concluding our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure of Maureen's Mad Menagerie as part of our Extra Life charity drive. We have finally tracked down where Maureen has gone, and I play as Jib Job Uru Kraka, while my wonderful cousin and castmate, Mighty Mr. M, is our DM for that. So I'm having a blast with that, and I really want to stick a big old spear, halberd, or anything into Maureen and get that nonsense to finish up.
Wait. But one thing. Say that name again.
Jib Jab Uru Kraka.
Sorry. Favorite name ever. Okay, keep going.
But yeah, that's it from me. But yeah, if you're interested in that, just definitely check out my channel. I have my Discord link on my channel and all that stuff. But with that, big thank you to my fellow castmates for dealing with my shenanigans, considering that I spent most of combat building a pipe bomb launcher that doesn't seem to work that great. And big thank you to Lucas for letting me be an insane person in this one. So, and I turn it over to our noble host.
I don't think I have anything more to say. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And we'll be thinking of Ava. She's getting some stuff done that she has to do. And we'll see everybody together hopefully next time and keep doing the games. I got some big news coming down the pipe. Not the pipe bomb from Ralph. I would never use his inventions probably. But I have some...
It's a pipe bomb! Hooray!
But anyways, some big things coming on, and we're looking for more people to, if you're interested in possibly running a show like them, is through a Twitch, but you don't want to make the Twitch in the Discord, but you'd like to run it through someone who's already established something, myself, then please talk to me about it, and we'll see what we can set up. It's a lot of power terrain, so there's a lot of interview process and things to happen, but I'm looking to turn some trust over to some other folks to do some other games and keep some shows going at all times. So yeah, that's it for me. I thank you guys for being here. Follow, like, subscribe. Follow on Twitch. Throw a sub out if you have a chance. Buy some cheer bits. We appreciate that. It helps go right back to the channel to improve equipment and quality for you. So until next time, you guys all have a good night. God bless and good gaming. We'll see you on the flip. Thank you, everybody. Lower that curtain, Ralph. Thank you. Lower it down. Perfect. Later, guys. See ya.